Okay, and welcome to 2022. Now, one of the first things that I think we ought to work on is something for Valentines, and we'll do something for Christmas. I want to do something for Christmas every month so that we're not in a huge rush to get things finished as we were last year and really missed out on quite a few things. Some months may be busier than others where we can't do one, but if we got time, then we'll try and do a Christmas one and shove in with it. But this is working in January for something to do with Valentines, because we want to keep ahead of ourselves. Now, using the Hatch embroidery software, I found this, and I think this is a lovely little border, if you like. And I found it, as you can see here, can you see where my pointer is here? It's called C5019-SZ. Now, if I go to, how I found it was, if you go to Manage Designs, so you bring it up now, hopefully, well, you see, I'm bringing up everything to do with Valentine because up here in the description, I wrote the word Valentine. So it brought me up all these lovely bits and bobs of Valentine, yeah. So I picked on this one. That's the one I'm using at the moment. So I'll just go back to that right now. Yeah, so I picked on that one, opened it up and brought it on screen. I had a quick look. I wasn't sure. I think Deborah's got the Expressive 900, so she had the same hoop as me. But then I came down and I just want to check for you, Sue. And I thought, well, you got the Janome 550, haven't you? 5 something or other. 500E, that one. I think that's the one you've got, yeah? So your hoop would be in HH10B. If I'm wrong, please let me know. But it'll fit in there as well. So that's great. I'm going to go back to mine now, which is the Janome MC1500. And then I need to put my hoop back at my hoop size, which is the SQ14, which is supposed to be 4.5, but as you can, it's supposed to be a 4x4. But if it was a 4x4, it'd be from there. Oh, it's not even centered. But let's do that then. Center your hoop. So first thing we need to come down here on this side and go to create layouts. Come down to, let's just get hold of the actual design and come down and say auto center to work area. You see how it's whipped off over there, right? And I don't know why my hoop hasn't moved either, so that's a strange one, isn't it? Because let's take my hoop off. Let's take it off for a minute. How do we do that? We go up here and we say don't show hoop. I just wanted to interject here for 5 minutes, in as much as I was chatting away and thinking, well, why hasn't my hoop moved? And one of the reasons is I put my hoop back on, and if you if you right click hoop, you get up the embroidery settings, and I had this ticked at start of needle position. So I unclicked that and said OK, and then put my hoop back on, and my hoop recentered itself to my work that I just moved. Just wanted to make that clear to you before we go any further. Right, so now that's auto-centered it to my work, and yes, 4x4, so that would be good. The other thing I want you to do is up here on grid, yeah, I want you to turn on the grid, and I also want you to turn from US measurements to metric measurements, okay, and I want you to look at grid and say, I want the grid to be, yeah, they are 10mm segments, okay? Okay. Put the grid back on. Right, so they're 10mm segments. So on naught, and if I click here, so that this is reference, if I click here, I get a design line come up, and if I click on naught over here, I get another design come up, which if we bring it up nice and big, I'm using the scroll wheel on my mouse, okay. We then get like the ultimate centre of our work with these guidelines now that are up. So although now we're in metric, and we really do want to work in metric, if I click whole design, I know that when it was in US measurements, that the width of it was just over 3.5 inches and the height of it is just over 2.5 inches, okay? So I'm hopefully that is going to fit exactly where we want to place it on a towel. Now I want to talk to you about this because when we place anything on a towel, we need to knock down the terry toweling loops that are all stuck up. Lovely thick terry toweling loops, but we need to knock them flat, otherwise our stitching is just going to absolutely disappear into those loops and nobody will ever see it, and we want people to see our gorgeous work. Alright, I just want to run you through this as a bit of a catch-up. Having brought in this design, and it's an EMB design, so it's a master file, not a machine file. Having brought in this entire file, you can see that all down here on your sequence bar are all the different elements, all the way down, all the different elements that make up that entire thing, and we're going to leave that alone. That's fine. In fact, I am gonna, because they're all highlighted because of the black little dots around everything, I am going to, oh, they are grouped. They already are grouped. I was going to say group it, but they already are grouped. And the reason I wanted it grouped is so that if I decide to move it at all, it'll all move as one. Okay, it's all joined together in a group, which is great. So we click on one, I click on all. If we wanted to work on separate parts, we can ungroup it, break it apart and do different things with it. But, right, so what we need to do is to go over to create layouts, create layouts, and come down to, pick it up so that it knows what we're talking about, and say create outlines and offset. Now all we want to do is create an offset outline, and I'm picking 3mm. That's good enough for me. I'm doing it in black. It won't be in black, I will change it, but I'm doing it so that you can see it. And I click this one, which means around everything, yeah, and go OK. Right, now you can see, well, we got two lines. That one is 3mm, because this is not 100% at the moment. Let me just say to you, if I go up here to zoom scale and say 100%, that is actually 3mm. But we're not working like that. We're working a lot bigger. So, but what we don't want is that one. So we can click on that one and delete it. So now we've just got this offset, okay, which at the moment is a single run. However, what we do have the option is clicking on it in our sequence bar, yay, and up here changing it from outline to fill, yay. Now it's filled with tatami and it's blacked it out and hidden everything else. So now what we want to do is change it, and this is how we're going to change it. So having changed it to a fill, tatami, it's fine. Now, let me just bring this up bigger, more, well, you know, more. If you press Naught on your keyboard, it will send to the design view. It's a tatami stitch. The spacing is at 0.4 of a millimetre, so this is what we need to change. And I'll come down over here now and change this to 4 millimetres. Hit enter. There we go. Then I will go up here to the top thing which says effects and stitch in, and I'll turn off underlay. See what that's done? It's turned off all the underlay, so it's quite a normal straight line stitching with no outline stitch at all. Then I'll come back to the fill option. So there it is, that's fine. There it is over here, that's fine. And what I want to do now is right click with my button and duplicate that. So now I got two of them, 1 and 2. With that one selected, I'm going to go to reshape, make it a little smaller so I can see different things, and come down to our angle bar, and if that is on 15, what is the, if you put 90 degrees opposite the 15, that's 105, isn't it? So I'm going to change that angle to 105. Can you see now? That's a complete mesh. It's working in entirely 90 degrees to the other. I'm going to hit note on my keyboard. I'm going to bring that back to the middle. So that now you can see that I've made a complete crisscross. Yeah? In black. Which is 5 millimeters away from the outside. Now, naturally, this is the first thing that we want to do. So I am now going to hold shift and grab these two, and I'm going to group them because I want this to happen the very first thing. And down here on this bar, see where my cursor is down here, I'm going to say go to top, because I want that to happen before anything else. So now you can see on screen is put it underneath everything, yeah. And also I don't want this to be this colour. I gotta go in, I'm just gonna get my threads up here, and I'm gonna say, oh, cream, please. I changed this recently, so this is not working so well for me. Now, I've been thinking about this, and I'm thinking, oh, hang on a minute, toweling, because it's all a bit loopy-loopy-loopy-loo. You can see the premise of it. So when I got these two highlighted, I think actually I'm going to knock it down to spacing. I'm going to knock it down to just highlight it and put 2.5 millimeters, yeah, which is going to make it a little more denser. Okay. So if I bring that up to a larger extent as rolling, can you see that that's made it denser? And I think that's the way I'm going to go with toweling. I think if I hang on it again, 2.50. No, actually, I think 3 is probably enough. 3. So that's made it less dense, but still quite a knockdown stitch in cream. And I'm using cream because they've got cream towels. So you would use whatever corresponding nearest colour that you've got for your towel. It doesn't matter. You can still, use this. You could call it black, but you know when you're sat at your machine, when it's black, it's supposed to be the colour of your towel, right? you know that. So, but I'm using cream towels, so I'm using a cream knockdown stitch, and I got several cream colours I can use, and I will match the exact one when I'm sat at the machine that actually looks good on my towels. Now there are so many things that we can write in here, yeah? So in this space, I know it's in that space, but doesn't matter. We can go up to lettering, over here, lettering, and in this text box we can write more. I'm not sure what to write, and this is just off the top of my head, and obviously you can write whatever you want, but you could say something like, if you love me, wash your hands and hold me. Now, I don't know what I wrote that, and I need to change that to something normal. Let's go right back to the top. I don't know why I was on that, but let's go. I got so many scripts on here, it's unbelievable, and I want to go right back at something normal. Right, something normal. So I'm just getting quite. Oh, I quite like comics. Where was that? I saw that. Oh, Bauhaus, croissant. I thought, yeah, comics, yeah? There it was. So, there it is. Okay, so we can pop that in there, and we can say, okay, after a comma, hit enter. I think I got two spaces there, so I don't put a comma beforehand, so I can hit a bit there, yeah, and say, oh, well, did I spell, if you love me, wash your hands and hold me, right, yeah. Then, I know this is in black, and I'm not going to have it in black, I'm going to do it in probably pink. So then we can hold down shift on the keyboard, and too small, too big. I am gonna make it smaller so it fits, and then stretch it up, put it in the middle, well, almost in the middle. I still want to stretch it out because it's not good enough for me, right? I'm gonna just tap it down with my keyboard. It's still a teeny bit too big, yeah, and tap it up with my keyboard, yeah. And I know this is all in black at the moment, and it's not central. So if I cut all to there, hang on a moment, just catch hold of there, and then we come over to layout over here again, create layouts, and say center. It's auto-centered to work area, enter. Well, it has auto-centered it, but obviously the if is covered up by the hearts, so I do want to hold it up and move it up, move it up and down so it's legible. Okay, now you could say anything you like. That's, if you love me, wash your hands and hold me. If you see over here there's a lot of nastiness going on, so we can get hold of it and say, oh yeah, trim, right? Then it won't happen. It's not going to be that colour. I mean, it doesn't have to be that colour. It doesn't have to be that saying. You can write anything. We can say, okay, don't like that. So let's get hold of it and delete it. And perhaps you want to say, so my surname, for example, is Lovelock. So I might want to go up here and say something like Monogram Lettering, and over here I don't know why it's on this Marlet crap. I don't know why it's come up with that, because I always wish to use a true font comics. I don't want to use that. And I would like to say something like Lovelocks are locked together. Right? Oh, I can't even spell. Locked together. Okay. Now I'll put that in 2 bits. I got no idea. This Marlet is absolutely stupid. So I'm just going to come right back up to the top. Really right back up to the top. So you see these little red lines, that means that that's designed for stitching and not undesigned for stitching. So foam impact. Nope. That's no good. I'm gonna come down and I'm using my down key now and watching my screen so I can see the difference that it's making. Oh, I can't even spell locked. I'll be able to change that. I quite like that one. What's that called? Blacklight. Right, I need to change my spelling because I can't spell this. I don't, it can't seem to find an apostrophe with that one, so okay, let's bring it down and go to art block. Do you know that? Avant-garde. Well, that's quite nice, isn't it? That's quite nice. Avant-garde. Right, so if I take the word Lovelock and squeeze it at that for a new space, and then it deletes, so that R is gone over there, and after the locked it a space, and then after together a backspace, so that is moved as well, right? And then within our screen thing say, oh, I want all of that centre rolled, yeah. Lovelocks are locked together. It's still too big, isn't it? Lovelocks are locked together. Yeah, I like it, but it's a bit big. But now I got it like that, I'll come back and go, oh, let's work down the script again. Ooh. Oh, I do like that. Arnold. Hello, Arnold. But I might come down and say, ooh, what was that? I'll second. Right, okay. That's quite nice, backlight. Actually, I quite like this. Come back up. Was it elastic? Oh. So, I picked this script. Double click it. You can see it's Arnold. I'm not too happy about the way things are, and I will probably adjust it. Okay. I have changed my mind on the script, and this is the one I actually want. Obviously, I'm not going to have it in brown, but I'm just working with brown so you can see it at the moment. So what I actually want to do right now, although that's the script, and it doesn't give me any way of splitting it up, I'm now going to come over to edit objects and break apart. Alright, now as you can see in the sequence bar, all those words have been broken apart. So now I could take one and say, well, it'll come down a bit, my little love. And move over a bit, my little love. Or I could just say, well, yeah, no, it's no good me centralising it because the whole thing is offline. So I am centralising it in the way I want it. And, right, and then the next bit, I'm going to, now I'm going to move it up. And I'm going to move that up as best as I can, right? And I'm going to move that up as best as I can. Not good enough. Bit more up. Thank you very much. Oops. Undo. Because do you see what I just did? I moved the background then by mistake. So that's too close. Need to be, yeah. You need, right. Okay. Now, what I can do, that's the message that I want, okay? So I can highlight all of it and go to alignment. See here, up here, alignment. Drop it down and say align centers. Wrong. Align centers vertically. That didn't work for me either. Align, undo, right? Everything, and then say align centers vertically. There it is. Now, then, I can take an individual bit, move it up, and into move the wrong thing, and then I can, it's always easier if you and then holding down shift, pick up everything. As long as I'm happy in the grouping, I group it, and then I can pick up the whole group. Undo. Have I got some? Oh, I've got everything under group. Undo. Right, come down. I just want that one, and that one. That's all I wanted. Right? Then group. Right? So then, yay. Now I'm able to group the whole lot. So I can use my keys, left and right and in the middle and what have you, to put it in what I consider to be my middle. blocks are locked together. And actually, I'm going to ungroup it now because I think that ungroup, move everything, ungroup, it is ungrouped. So now, just pick up that one, and I think, in my mind, it should move over. Right, I'm going to save that. Saved it. Now, I need to go back and pick up 1, Alt and Shift, 2, 3, 4. So that's all that colour. And what colour do I want it? I'm going to say, let's go and have this lovely red. There we are. So I've changed it into this lovely red. Now I'm going to save it. I mean, you could put initials here, you could put anything you want here. But this is my Valentine's message. Love locks are locked together. Okay, that's and that's how I'm going to do it. So I've saved that now, and I'll come back to you. This is an intermission. This is going to be quite a long video, as we've got quite a lot more to do. So I just thought I would put a photograph of my middle son Frank on his wedding day to Emma. They've been married quite a few years now. They got 2 little ones. Yeah, I just thought you might like to see this as being a lovely little photograph as an intermission, so that you know you've got somewhere to stop and go back and revisit all the work that we've just done in like on screen, and you may decide what lettering you're going to use, and maybe you might want to use a monogram without a border, because we've got a border, haven't we? So monogramming, intertwined letters, all sorts of things. You just need space to think about what you're doing. So this is intermission, so that you know where, like, oh, stop it there, because I know I got up to there, and I know that's the end of that. So I hope you're rejoining me now, having decided what your wording is going to be in the centre, or your lettering, or embellishment, whatever you're going to say is going to be, you've decided, and you're all fine with it. Now, it's strange, isn't it? This, I just got to say a moment, because I got to look at it carefully. This is a hatch. See, I'm not happy with it. We picked on, didn't we, a hatch framework. But can you see, it's not even, I like to work at 600%. How I do that is I press F on my screen. Let me just click off that a minute. If I press F on my screen, and then that gives me the factor, and then I put 6 in there, that brings me up 600%. Now, can you see, this is even before I've stitched it out, I can see certain things wrong with the original file that we brought up. Yeah, not happy. I'm hitting select, I'm picking up this one, I'm coming out to see they're all probably all grouped. I am going to ungroup it right now, and that note, I want just that one, just that one, yeah? And I'm going to reshape, because can you see, I know people say, oh well, you're a bit weird, because but I am just gone up to reshape, and I am just moving up a couple of those markers, Yeah, because at the end of the day, look, see, now I'm going to click on this one. That one. Yeah? Again, I'm going to bring it up nice and big and it reshape. And can you see? Now, this is an arch design that's built into the machine. And, built into the software, but it's not right. If I wanted to be real picky, yeah, because I can get real picky when I do things, yeah, look at that crossover there, yeah. Now, back to select, back and off. That looks better to me. Like, some of it, I'll come down. Whoa. If you hit B on your keyboard, that allows you to draw a box and make it real big. You see, I'm going to click on that one, it reshape, because if that was an incy bit wider, no, too much, bring it back a titch, go back to select, yeah, see, now it fits. That's quite good. That's okay. I guess that's okay. But now, look at this now. I'm going back to this one. It in reshape. Yeah. Now it fits. Select. Back to that. Coming out. Coming out, coming out, coming out. I can't see anything else wrong with it. But, and I'm going to go and hit save. Because this is something else. Now, we're lucky because we're using EMB files, which means, oh, I've just seen that. No, yeah, that's all right. Because we're using EMB files, that means that we can change. This is the software, the magical original software is written in EMB. If you're using a machine file, when I say a machine file, that means like if you went and bought something, so it's in a JPX or a PEZ or a what else would you get, a Jeff or a XSX for Singer, or you know, USC for Uskana or what have you. That's a machine file, but these are EMB files, which means they're native files to our actual software that we're using right now. So you can make these differences, and even though this has been included with the machine, as you just saw, there were things I wasn't happy about. The other thing I'm not happy about is I gotta go look at the sequence, because I want to make sure that black, yes it is, that black is after all the red in the sequencing. But that brings us on, because obviously we have sequencing, so now we're able to get the colours, yeah. And as you can see, colour, we have different colours, different reds, pinks, different pinks, reds, what have you. But why not sew it? As long as our background is sewn first, why not bring up our love locks and shove it in with that red? That means that's less colour changes, because after it's done the initial colour on the heart, before it goes on to do the darker colour on the heart, it can sew out the love locks at the same time. So let's go back to objects now, and yeah, those should all now come in sequence, and hit save again. I'm gonna have to save this as something else, because this is no longer the CO19-SZ file. I'm going to go in file, save design as, and I am going to go to my well, I am on 2002 really. Yep, okay, that was wrong. 2000, that was my G the documents, Valentine's towel, and I am now going to save this as Love Locks towel. Okay, so I know it's mine, and I know that I have made those slight, very slight imperfections the way that I want to go. I'm going to check my wording. Love locks are locked together. Just checking my spelling. Right, we're all okay. Now, let's just have a little think. So here's the bale of towels that I bought. They're available on Amazon. These are from Top Linens. I'll put a description underneath, but these are just hand towels, 100% cotton in cream. Okay. Right, so we've just printed out this as we discussed earlier. Wind back if you've forgotten it. And we got all the information that we want on here. However, I have to say to you, taking paper scissors, not your best normal scissors, what we actually want, because if you can see that we've got a crosshairs here, which is the very centre of our thing, and I'm just going to cut just above the line that says where the edge of my sewing is for my hoop, and I'm just going to cut around this portion for a moment and put that to one side. We've already read the information that's required on there, so now this is the actual size. So if I wanted to just bend it for a minute and say, well, this is the actual size of my design, yeah, if I put it down here, there's really not quite enough room, is there? I would rather put it above a little bit above the manufacturer's band here, but I want it to be central. So you know, we're a little bit adrift on central because this towel has been folded in many different ways in the packaging. So, oh, it's not even square. Oh. Always tell a good towel if it's blooming square, and it's not. So I am just going to trying to make it as in half as I can, and I am just going to put a magic pin in what I consider to be the centre, right? So then, having opened it up, yeah, it's more or less on the line that it was packaging, right? But now I'm going to bring it bigger and look at where do I want it to be. Now I'm going to keep it folded for a minute, just for a minute, and say, well, if I say, well, that's the centre, am I happy with it being 3/4 of an inch up from there? Yes, I think I am. Yes, I think of the way that I fold it, and this goes through a hoop. So, yeah, I think I'm happy. If at this stage I thought, well, it's not big enough, I want it to be bigger, this is the time to absolutely go back to your programme, and as we're working in the native file, the EMB file, you can select all, as Control A, select all, and using the black handles you can make it as large as you like and then revisit it. But I know when I put my towels through my ring hoop in my downstairs bathroom, I do fold them in 3. So this is how I kind of do it. I take a towel, yeah, and I fold to the middle, yeah, shake it through, yeah. So what's gone through the ring is about a third of the middle third of the towel, yeah. So for me, that's big enough for anyone who's interested to read it. So I'm quite happy with the size I've made it. But each to our own. Sorry, I just lost the pin there. Each to our own. So, you know, you have to make sure that you're satisfied that it's going to work for you. Now, I folded that up and I said, about 3/4 of an inch up from that band, that'll do me. But now what I want to do, knowing that I got that centre line in line with my pin, I'm going to take my pin out, yeah, that's pulled a bloody thread, and open up, keeping it as nicely as I can on my towel, knowing that I'm not sewing anywhere near that edge. And I'm just going to grab another pin and I'm not going to sew anywhere near this edge. I'm going to pin my design to my towel, so that is where it's going to be. Now I need to hoop up and I'll show you how to do that. So taking my SQ14, which is reportedly my 4x4 hoop, I know it's much bigger than 4x4, but that's what they call it, and also my favourite stabiliser for work like this, which is a no-show mesh, okay, and what am I looking at? Yeah, no, I want it that way up. I'm gonna just I'm hoping this hoop is still pre-programmed because I have used it for lots of things since the last time. So I'm just going to cut myself some no-show mesh. One side's more slippery than the other. Now I'm going to do it this way around, yeah, and I am going to just pop in the bottom edge on a flat surface, so that's lovely, yeah. Now with my type of hoop, I have magnets. Let me just reach them over. If you've got a completely different type of hoop and you don't have magnets, then take some of these longy pins and go, ooh, ow, don't hurt yourself, chap. Go in and out like that to stop the mesh moving, okay? I don't need to do it because I have pre-tensioned my hoop and I have got magnets that keep it closed. So now, what we're talking about, we need to move to the machine now, and I need to put the hoop on the machine and judge where the needle's coming down so that I can then float my towel with the crosshairs on my design directly, as long as, you know, making sure that the towel is straight, directly there, so I know where it's going to start and where it's going to finish. So I need we need to go over to the machine now so that we can go and do this. Okay, so now we have been through all that process, we're back to hatch. Okay, remembering at the moment this is saved as the EMB file, the master file, but we need to get it to the machine. So I have a USB stick which I am just going to plug into my USB slot. You hear the noise, there we go. No, I don't want to do any funny business with it. And now our original EMB file, which we've not changed, I am down here under output design, okay, and I want to export design, and I want to come up to 2002, blah blah. Oh, I don't think I've done it, because under 2002 now I need to say new folder. So I am making a new folder now on my USB stick and calling it, what did I call it? Well, I'm just going to call it towels, because I got a couple more I want to show you. Right, so towels, and it's now, I'm saving it as a JPX. Now, you can knock down here and you can save as whatever you need to save it as. But us people that own Janome or Elna, the best file for us is the JPX file. So I am saving it as Lovelock's Towel JPX. You save it as whatever you want to call it. So this is now going to go onto my USB drive. It's done. So now I can, I'll just knock that down and I'll take out my USB file, my USB drive, and put that in my machine, and we'll go over there. That was our Robert. That's my fourth then. Alright, before we start, I picked up this moon thread, cream moon thread. Now, I'm not using an embroidery thread for the knockdown stitch because I want this to be a flat, I want it to look flat in as much as I don't want it to be pearlised or shiny or anything else. I want it to be quite a flat thread. So I am just going to hook up this moon thread, Coats moon thread, which is a polyester thread, and works quite nicely because as I said, I don't want it to detract from the embroidery, which will have a sheen to it. I want it to be quite a, you know, I want it to be as unobtrusive as it can be. Alright, now the only thing with polyester thread is that it will leave a lot of thread dust on your needle and inside your machine. So if you do use quite a lot of Coats moon thread, you do need to clean your machine out far more often than you would normally. So now I am, that's my centre position. Let me just take that off. That's my centre position. So now I'm taking my towel, yeah, and I am feeding it under my needle, under my hoop, and down, and down, 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 to where I've pinned what I want to be my, and I have to make sure now, and I'll just take a little while to do this, I just whip that up so I can see my line here on my and just to make sure that this is straight, or as straight as I can get it, yeah, and moving it up and up and up, and then I will holding it down, I will just then, no not quite, move my design around. Yeah, so I don't know if you can see that, but I have just pierced the exact centre of my crosshairs. Okay, so now, without, this is the difficult part, I'm going to take my pins out, take my picture out, and I'm ready to go. Now, I can take, now I know that I'm right, I can take those same pins and put them in the body of the towel and sort of say, well, us holding it a bit, so I can press start, making sure my pins are right out the way as it starts, keeping the towel and watching my stitches. As soon as that outline is pinned down, ooh, see what I mean? Ow! See what I mean? Take that pin and take this pin out of the way now, because it's been held down. And I can see somewhere here, well, I did see it a minute ago, my tail. Now I know it's sewing nice and evenly, I speed it up. It's just a knockdown stitch, so now I can speed it up. And it's not going to move because it's been held down all the way around, and I'll come back to you. As you can see now, we're going back the other way, so anything I missed on the one way up is now getting knocked down the other way up. I made a mistake many years ago trying to do Poppy's name on black on a red towel, and I absolutely messed it up because I didn't know about this. I was just learning, I was brand new and just learning. But if you want to do any stitch out on toweling, you need to use a knockdown stitch to get rid of all the lovely tufty bits, but to allow your embroidery to show through properly. Okay, so that was the Coats matte polyester knockdown stitch to give us a shape that we can now work on without our actual embroidery sinking in. I've done the two pinks and I'm just starting on the lettering. So this is just to finish this stitch out of the hearts. It went on from doing the lettering to the hearts. As you can imagine, if it wasn't knocked down, you wouldn't see any of this. the next thing is the plum detail on the heart, and then the black outline, I guess. I can see, I don't know whether you can, but I can see there's a, where's that gone? Lost that. There's a teeny bit of thread here now. I need to pull up with my tweezers. Oh, I got some really sharp. I don't want to pull the thread of the thing. Yeah, really sharp tweezers so that I can get hold of any little end thread like that and get rid of it, because I don't want that on my little picture. So the last step was, let me just bring this forward now. This is finished. So the last step was the black around the hearts. Okay, I'm still not happy about it, but it wasn't my design, so what can I say? Alright, okay, so I'll show you now what to do with it when it's finished. Alright, so this is my, well, an art bin is the name of it, but this is where I keep all my coats threads. I usually try and keep colours together, so I'll pop that green back in there. I don't use it for embroidery because it is a flat matte colour, but I do use it for sewing, for normal sewing. But as I say, it does create a lot of dust, so you have to be careful with it. Now, let's bring over our towel, which is still attached to the hoop. Here it is, under there, yeah. So now we can take off the magnets and release the hoop. Okay, so everything's got to go through there to be able to get rid of that. So now the back of the project, let's have a look at the back, because this is what we're concerned with now. Well, there's the front, it's done. I love it. And oh, there was a pin in that which I forgot about. So, but this is now the back of the project. Now remember I said that this was one of my favourites, no show mesh, yeah? So now we have to very carefully take some curved embroidery scissors and cut. This is cut away, not tear away. Most tearaways are really harsh, papery type things, and because there's been that we're using a towel now, I need to get into it, but carefully. And the way I like to do it is by holding, the same way as you do a plique, hold it at 90 degrees to the fabric and just use tiny little cuts with the scissors, like, just like nibbles with your scissors as you go. Just as I say, hold it up 90 degrees to the project and just nibble. You should be able to feel the resistance on your scissors if you're cutting anything other than the very, very soft no-show mesh. Because the last thing you want to do is cut, through your towel, or cut, the pile of your towel. So as long as you hold it up and take little teeny nibbles, gently, 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 with your curved scissors, see? So, at the end of the day, there it is. There's the shape, cut away. Get rid of that now, it's no good to you. The only thing you should have left on the back of your towel is that, okay? And to be honest with you, although it's quite stiff because of the embroidery that we've done, the no-show mesh makes absolutely no difference to the pile of the towel. So there it is from the front. Okay, so there we are, all done. And as I said to you, when I approximately a third, when I this goes through a ring hoop, so when I put my towel through a ring hoop, that'll be a bit squished in, but that's what you'll see. And I think it's quite lovely. I'd be really pleased to see what other people come up with and what they write on their towels and how they deal with this. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed that. I got more to show you. I got 5 more towels. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed that one.